Welcome to the Winner Will podcast for athletes, parents, and coaches. I'm Giselle Kruger, creator and founder of the Winner Will, where we help elite student athletes perform under pressure in sport, school, and life. Today, we're going to talk about connection, how making true connections can take your game to the next level. Dr. Henry Cloud, in his book, The Power of the Other, tells this story about a man named Mark. Mark is a Navy SEAL. Now, becoming a Navy SEAL is one of the toughest, most rigorous, most performance-driven processes in the world. Becoming a Navy SEAL is earned, period. And the best of the best try to become a Navy SEAL, and many don't make it. And those who do have to end the training with what they call Hell Week. And then at the end of Hell Week, the final test to determine if they become a Navy SEAL or not is an open water long distance swim. They're sleep deprived, they suffer near hypothermic conditions, all their limits are pushed. Most of them never make it. They ultimately ring the bell, signaling that they can't go any further. I mean, these people still desperately want it, they just have no more to give. So Mark was one of the few that made it. He becomes a Navy SEAL and gets deployed to the Iraq War, where sadly, he died a hero's death fighting for his country. Now, in the aftermath of Mark's death, they have a memorial service, and all of Mark's Navy SEAL buddies come and share stories of Mark's character, and they talk about his personality, his courage, and his love for life. One of Mark's buddies, Bryce, stands up at this memorial service and says, "I have a story about Mark." Bryce says, "I'm in the ocean, swimming the last long leg to the finish line, and I wanted to be a SEAL so bad. Mark had already made it. He passed the test. He knew he was a SEAL. He was standing on the rocks on the shore watching those of us who were still swimming." And Bryce says, "I'm almost there, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be a SEAL. My dream is coming true." And that's when I hit the wall. My body just stopped moving. It was done. I had nothing left. I tried to will myself to keep going, but my body wouldn't listen. I began to sink into the cold water. I was going down, and all I could think about was all the years of training, all the sacrifice. And just as I was about to ring the bell, I see Mark on the shore. And our eyes locked for a few seconds. I couldn't hear him, but I could see him. And he was fist pumping and saying, "You can do it. You can do it." And all of a sudden, something happened. Something totally beyond me, Bryce said. My body jumps into another gear, into another dimension of performance that I didn't even have access to before. I got back on top of the water again, and I swam to the finish line. I made it. I became a Navy SEAL. That is the power of the other. That's the ultimate example of the power of the other, the power of true connection when it comes to performance. Has anything like that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a moment when you were struggling to perform in competition, and just at the right time, someone shows up and provides the encouragement or exactly what it is that you needed, and you were able to perform when you had to? Your connection with others will either make you or break you as an athlete. Tim Keller, another well-respected author and speaker, puts it this way: your ability to make, foster, and keep quality connections in your life is what will determine your success in life. So what does all this have to do with performing under pressure? Well, the others in your life, the true connections in your life, allow you to overcome obstacles so that you can take your performance to the next level. The reality is, no matter how hard you try and set yourself up to be successful, your performance is not only determined by yourself. The power of the other is a huge variable. In other words, the others in your life affect your performance. It's like as an athlete, you're going to go climb that mountain over there, and the others in your life will either be a 100-pound boost or a 100-pound weight. The connections in your life have real, tangible, measurable power. So think about the connections, the relationships in your life. Who's your other? Is it your teammate, a friend? Is it your coach, your parents, a teacher, a mentor? Who's fist pumping you when you're in the arena or on the court saying, "You can do it"? And when someone in your life answers that same question, does your name come up? Who are you the other for? Listen, we're all wired for connection. The fact is, our success is influenced by others, good or bad. Just as a cheer from a trusted friend can give you an unexpected boost when you're exhausted in the final moments of competition, input from a connection that doesn't have your best interest at heart can have a devastating effect on your performance. So as a student athlete, it's crucial to consider the kinds of connections you make in your life if you want to be able to perform under pressure. Because not all connections are helpful on your path to becoming all that you can be. There are 4 corners of connection that people fall into according to Cloud's research. Corner 1 is disconnected. So in this corner, there's no connection or hardly any connection at all. There's no vulnerability, no authenticity, no real consistency with a person in this corner. People in corner 1 don't feel cared about, they don't feel known or understood or together, nor do they have a sense of belonging. So this, of course, is not ideal on a team because when there's a constant state of being disconnected, loneliness is inevitable and performance is extremely difficult. The second corner number 2, is bad connection. This is a connection with someone who makes you feel bad about life or about yourself. Like, it's not motivating, caring, or safe in this corner. This corner can cause anxiety and guilt, fear of making mistakes, and fear of failure. It causes resentment. It's just not a good place to be at all. Often, no connection is better than being in corner 2, bad connection. Now, the third corner is pseudo-good connection. This is the shiny corner, a connection where everything looks perfect and fabulous on the surface, but when the pressure's on, connections in this corner get exposed because they're fake, and there's a lack of authenticity and true caring or knowing of each other. In corner 3, you're not known and valued for who you are, but for what you can contribute to the constant need of something new and shiny, the next big play, the next big win. The team wants you to produce good results, but never really comments on who you are as a person. And there's no value placed on the individual process of becoming a winner. So things seem, from the outside looking in, like they should be going well in this pseudo-good connection corner. But rarely can this type of connection bear the stress and pressure of the heat of the battle, and things start to fall apart due to lack of connection. And quite frankly, something real. You just can't build something great on something that's fake. So that brings us to corner 4, true connection. I encourage you to run, not walk to corner 4. When you're in corner 4, you can be yourself. You feel safe. True connections allow you to be vulnerable and receive feedback, support, and love. In fact, it's a basic human need. Each of us needs authentic, deep relationships for good mental health, for confidence to try and succeed, to build resilience. Within true connections, there's a mutual giving and receiving of love, care, and support, and honest feedback. True connections will help you identify what might be getting in the way of your performance and success so that you can work to overcome those obstacles. Now, corner 4 connection pushes you a healthy amount, enough where you couldn't really be doing it on your own, but not so much that it's unrealistic and could actually be a detriment to you. So the key to true connection is that this kind of support comes with accountability and responsibility. Here's the best, most relevant explanation of accountability I've heard to date. Accountability equals relationship plus expectations plus outcomes. So accountability starts with a true connection and relationship where clear expectations are communicated about the desired outcomes. And just to clarify, when you have a true connection with someone, that doesn't mean that you have to they have to support you endlessly. For example, in bad decisions you make, or if you're not trying to get better. Rather, that person is willing to tell you the truth, to help you be accountable and responsible for your actions, for what you say you want as an outcome. And all that is done from a place of authentic care for your growth and your well-being. Accountability is key to moving past your fears, your insecurities, your limits as an athlete and as a person in general. So corner 4 is a good and productive place to live. It's real. And that's where all the magic happens, quite frankly, with people who are willing to do the work to make, foster, and keep true connections. And it does take a lot of intentional work, but it's worth it. So take a look at the relationships in your life. Draw a simple box diagram with 4 corners. 1 is disconnection, 2 bad connection, 3 pseudo good connection, and 4 true connection. And ask yourself, as you think about each person, what is your connection with that person? What corner are you in? It will simply create for you a visual for where you're at this time in your life. So in closing today, the Navy SEALs have this mantra when they're going into battle together. They say, where am I? Where's the enemy? And where's my buddy? This is about you going into battle, about your performance when the pressure's on. I'll ask you, where are you? Where's the enemy? Where's your buddy? Where's your other? And that where are you question is not a geographical question for you. It's more like saying, hey, where are you at? How's your confidence? How are the connections in your life? How are you really doing? And the where's the enemy question is asking, what are your obstacles? What keeps you from performing well under pressure? Is it that you don't believe in yourself? Are you too hard on yourself? Is the enemy a negative relationship? Is it a really tough opponent? And the where's your buddy? Where's your other question is asking, who are your people? Who are the true connections in your life that really know you, encourage you, give you honest feedback, keep you accountable, and care for you, care about you? Who positively influences you when you're in the heat of competition? And who are you supporting with a, you can do it? The Navy SEALs know that when they can answer those questions, where am I? Where's the enemy? And where's my other? They know they're going to be okay. And they have the confidence that they're going to get the job done. They know they'll perform well when they have to. And I believe you can learn to do that too. Thanks for listening today.